Hey guys, and welcome to my first look here at the ASUS PadFone versus the Apple iPhone 5. This is going to be my quick look, my quick first preview video. Then I might do a longer review in the future comparing games, apps, browsers, and really test those things. But this is for the guys that want to just have a quick sum up here, introduction. So the PadFone 2 is from ASUS, the iPhone 5 is from Apple, of course. These devices are both white, they are both very sexy, and they are both have an IPS display. They are very similar in many things. I've made a review right now, a long review of the ASUS PadFone 2 versus the Galaxy S3 that I'm currently rendering. Then I will upload that to my main channel, youtube.com/AdrianIsa. But this is iOS. Okay, this is iOS, Apple's latest iPhone, rocking iOS 6 versus Android. Yes, it's rocking one of the latest version of Android, 4.1 Jelly Bean. Android, of course, gives you more freedom. iOS, a little bit more lockdown experience, but you get a lockdown experience a little bit more. You can't have widgets and stuff like that if you don't jailbreak, but you get a more of a secure experience because a lot of the apps has been optimized and so much hardcore optimized for the iPhone 5. Start about the price. Both these devices are very interesting because they cost around the same, but the problem is that I can't find a PadFone 2 16GB variant in my country at the moment. I can only find a 32GB variant, and that one's a little bit more expensive, while the availability of the iPhone at the moment is a little bit easier to find, the 16, 32 and 64GB variant. The special thing about the PadFone 2 is that if you want to buy a really high-end smartphone right now, and then you also want to have like an included tablet in that price, the PadFone 2, just buy this high-end phone here, and then add around 150 more bucks, and then you can buy the PadFone 2, the alternative with the tablet. So this is not actually a real tablet, but it makes the screen bigger. So if you want to have a high-end phone plus some kind of tablet alternative, you can just plug in the PadFone 2 here on the back, and then it works like a tablet. And you only have to spend around 1,200 bucks or something, 1,100 bucks. Yes, I live in a country where everything is kind of expensive, but still pretty interesting. Well, if you want to do that with the iPhone, first you have to buy the high-end iPhone, and then you have to buy, let's say, an iPad. So that will go for around, in my country, maybe 2,000 bucks. So definitely worth it if you want to buy two things at the same time. Very high-end phones, okay? These are two very high-end phones. So if you start off by looking at the specs here, as I said, both have an LED screen. Not LED screen, but both are IPS LCD displays. But you get an LED backlit display here on the iPhone 5, and it's a lot more vibrant colors compared to earlier iPhones. And compared to the PadFone 2, that's using a super IPS Plus LCD screen, so it's an IPS Plus instead of its IPS, but it's not an LED backlit, I'm pretty sure. So a little bit different screen technologies here. Both are very bright. I have the PadFone set to outdoor mode, which is making the screen very bright, but the iPhone 5 screen is actually a little bit brighter from what I can see here, so it stands out extremely good. And it's interesting. So 4-inch screen here, the iPhone 5 of course is smaller, 4-inch screen versus a 4.7-inch screen here. Both phones feels very exclusive to hold. The iPhone here with the kind of their cool design here on the sides, and you can see here, look at this button up here in the top. You can see that the PadFone 2 kind of reminds, they have kind of the same design over here. They both have some kind of aluminum feeling or metallic sides. And the PadFone 2 really, ASUS did a good job at copying Apple's button and their exclusive quality. On the back though, you get a hard case plastic feeling. The still feels extremely good for being plastic. It feels better than Samsung's Galaxy lineup, their high-end smartphones. So it really feels exclusive over here. But I gotta say the iPhone feels a little bit more exclusive here with their matte feeling on the back. And then of course you do get a hardware button here. You just get a simple button here, just as Apple likes to keep it. You can see that I've been jailbreaking my iPhone as well. while you have 3 capacitive buttons down here. It could also bring that kind of cool, clean looking feeling that you don't have any real button down there. It all depends on what you prefer. You have a 13 megapixel camera on the back on the PadFone 2, which is a camera that I will try out probably more in future videos, while you get an 8 megapixel shooter on the iPhone 5. And if you continue down the specs line, as I said, 8 megapixel versus 30 megapixel camera. Actually, 30 megapixel camera, it's amazing for the PadFone 2, and it doesn't lag like the Xperia S did. But of course, does any one of these devices lag? No, of course not. iOS is a very simplistic UI. They don't have any widgets or any weird stuff that makes Apple that they've been able to market this device extremely fast. But you're a little bit locked down with iOS. While with Android, with the latest version of Android 4.1 Jelly Bean, with the product Butter that's making the FPS amazing, you can have widgets and everything, and it doesn't lag at all. So it's amazing on both these two devices that you can customize, the iPhone 5 a lot right now when you have this jailbreak that is out right now, this jailbreak prone cultivation for iPhone 5, iOS 6.1 and 6.0. So you won't have a problem whatsoever, but I will probably do more testing in my upcoming review. Chipset is the Apple's own A9 here in the iPhone 5, and you get APQ from APQ8664 from Qualcomm in the PadFone 2. Processor wise, if you're a very spec horny guy, you actually do get a quad-core CPU here inside of the PadFone 2, while you only get a dual-core 1.2 GHz processor inside of the iPhone 5. So if you just look at the specs, you can really max out and get some amazing stuff with the PadFone 2. If you look at the GPU side here, you get a PowerVR SGX 543 MP3 triple-core graphics on the iPhone 5. Triple core, so you will have amazing, of course Apple with their own app store, they have amazing support from developers, so every single game in the app store will almost like run amazing. You have so many high-end games for the iPhone 5 that's just optimized. While I just recently made a review of the PadFone 2 because it's rocking Adreno 320 GPU. I was trying out Asphalt 7 and it did not run good at all, even though the Adreno 320 GPU should be the better GPU than the one that you get in the Galaxy S3 that is the Mali 400. But just because it's a new GPU, it doesn't have so much support and love from developers, actually makes the Galaxy S3 a better gaming alternative right now. So that's the risk with Android that you take sometimes when you buy new high-end phones with new hardware inside of it. Sometimes, not all developers will support it, but in the Apple world, you will definitely be more safe in terms of gaming and app quality. But Android is coming there, in terms of battery though, we get to 2,140 milliamps on the PadFone 2, almost 1,000 more milliamps than the iPhone 5, but of course I will have to do a battery test in like a long review to compare it a little bit more. So quick video here just for the guys that want to have something quick. So why would pick up the iPhone? Well, the first thing you want to ask yourself is, do you prefer a bigger screen? I think most people will get used to the 4.7 inch display, but if you want to have something a little bit more slimmed down, the iPhone is a good alternative. And if you want to have something with extremely good support from Apple, let's say you also have an iMac or MacBook Pro at home, the iPhone is a no-brainer because it will be nice to have a synchronized and awesome experience. And then also the gaming performance is better. I mean, it's triple core GPU with amazing support from developers. Then why would you want to pick up the PadFone 2? Well, it's extremely good if you also want to buy some kind of tablet alternative as well. I'm gonna pay around $1,100 in my country, Sweden, and then you will get the PadFone 2, a very high-end phone right now, extremely high-end, and a tablet. You don't have to buy a second tablet. You will have the screen. You can just plug it in, and all of your contacts and everything that you have over here will get onto your PadFone. And I'll probably do more videos on PadFone, or the PadFone station that they call it, that also have 5,000 milliamp battery, so you actually maximize out the battery, and it's amazing backup alternative there if you have a poor battery inside of your phone. And then also, as I said, the battery is amazing. And then also, if you only look at the specs, you get a quad-core processor. So if you only look at it in specs-wise, you should be able to do some amazing stuff here compared to the iPhone with the PadFone 2. So this is my quick little video, quick look here at the PadFone 2 versus the Apple iPhone 5. If you want to leave some good feedback, you can go ahead, go and do so down below in the comment section. And also be aware of, this is not my full review or anything like that. This is just my first quick hands-on look for the guys that want to have something quick, or at least quicker than my longer reviews. So I think it's a good alternative to provide both a long review and maybe a little bit smaller review, more of like a hands-on review when I'm just new to devices. And then when I get home today, maybe I find out something that I did forget to say in the video, then I can say it right now. So extremely good there. Also, what I didn't say about the camera is it actually records 720p at 60 frames per second. It has that alternative, so that is pretty cool. So quick little video here. If you did enjoy it, please leave a like and do a comment if you want. Yeah, have a good day.